Decepticons are attacking Autobot City? I can't deal with that right now. I'm busy watching a video review from Optibotimus.
What's up, you beautiful collectors and Transformer fans? Once again, it's the one and only Optibotimus coming at you with another video review. And on today's episode, we're going to be taking a look at the new Transformers Studio Series 86 Commander Class ULTRA MAGNUS, as he appeared in the 1986 Transformers the movie. For the package, absolutely gorgeous art on there. You can see a very cool image of Ultra Magnus in front of that little shuttle, fighting off of what I'm assuming are Decepticons flying in trying to take him out. Of course, you got the Transformers text along the side with the Generation logo. As I mentioned, this is from Transformers the movie, and it's a pretty big box. I'm quite impressed. The side here has an up-close image of him, looking all aggressive and stuff. The other side here has a more pullback image, and then when you take a look at the top here, you got the shuttle kind of flying away. Because, you know, why not? And then, what's down here? Oh, nothing. But come around to the back of the box, you can see that he transforms in 43 steps. Because this is a Studio Series figure, he does come with a backdrop. And, of course, you got images of him in his robot and his vehicle mode, as well as all of his accessories and kind of things that he can do. Including the fact that you can actually use this as a functioning car carrier, I guess. That's kind of cool. But for the package on this guy, that is about it. So without further ado, let's get him out here and see how cool he actually is. And here we have the new Commander Class ULTRA MAGNUS opened up out of his packaging and in his vehicle mode. And you know, in recent years, we've actually gotten a few mainline ULTRA MAGNUS figures. Whether it be a couple different versions of the Siege one, the Earthrise one, and now the Studio Series one. Hasbro really has done a very good job with this character as of late. But this Studio Series one might just be the best mainline Ultra Magnus that we have ever gotten. As you can see for the backdrop, it is that scene where they're trying to get away from the Autobot City as the Decepticons are attacking it. You have one of the shuttles that has already escaped, and you have the one that Ultra Magnus is trying to get onto, and you can see you got some laser blasts coming down. That's really cool. Do I ever use these for anything? No, unfortunately I don't. They're not really big enough to kind of fit in my D-Tolfs, so I just kind of get rid of them. But for Ultra Magnus here, first up for his accessories, he does come with the blast effects, which we have seen these before. They're those clusters of like smoke and blast kind of looking. I really like this one because you can see that there's like this smoke element on this main one. As it gets further away, it kind of gets a little bit more of this orangish color, just kind of denoting that blast sort of thing where it's coming away from the smoke. And you get a couple extra little tip pegs for them, which, you know, you can do what you want with them. One thing that's really cool is when you come around to these missiles that are on them, these actually can remove, and then you can take this, and I absolutely love this. You can remove that section there. You can plug this in there, and then you can plug that on there, and it makes it look like that's actually blasting, which is really cool. I mean, as opposed to just always taking the blast effect and like plugging it in to a gun and having that, which, you know, that works perfectly fine, and you can do that on this one as well. They have the little posts right there. You just kind of slot that in there, and you can do that, and that works. I like this. This is really cool, and you can kind of adjust this as you see fit. So if you didn't want it right there, you can put it there. I mean, you could do kind of whatever you want really with it. I think that's really neat. I love that little extra bit. That's fun. But you do have the blast effect here, and then he does come with this different guns. You got a regular handgun here that looks really nice. Kind of a silverish, purplish color, which looks really cool. It's not full-on silver, honestly, but it does have a very reflective look, but it does have that hue of purple in there, just kind of trying to see here, like this, I don't know, I have air eraser here, but like you can definitely see that that's silver, whereas that has that slight purplish hue, which I really do like. Now you can store these in vehicle mode if you really want to. You got some holes right here, you can just plug them on the side. I think that looks kind of silly and dumb. I mean, there's no other real good place to kind of hide them. I wish there was, but, you know, is what it is. You know, you can do something with those if you want. But this guy really does look fantastic all the way around. Has a very Ultra Magnus feel. You got a very wide open trailer section right here. You can't come around here to the back. You can rotate these bits down, and then these sections actually connect. If you just detach those, this is the part where you can take this and then angle that down, and that kind of replicates a ramp where they could drive up and be onto the top section right there. And you can do that very easily with a couple deluxe figures. Like here's Hot Rod. You can put Hot Rod. I feel like that's separated. You can put Hot Rod right up here on the top. You can put then this section back up like that, and then just tab that in there. I did separate it, so that's gonna be a little bit annoying. So tab that there, tab that there, and then squeeze that whole section right there. And then you can have Cup kind of drive up the back section. It does kind of get caught right there when you have extra accessories. So let's get that out of the way. So again, drive that up there, and it goes up there perfectly fine. And you can set that there. Let's see, can you put another deluxe in there? No, he's not going to fit all that well in there, but you could easily do something like that, which I think is great. I absolutely love it. And, you know, that doesn't stay connected all that well. Let's squeeze that together. You can put a Voyager on there. The only other one that I have right here with me is Optimus Prime. So, can he fit in there? No, that would be tough to fit him in there. And this is one of the parts that I wish would stay a little bit more secure. Just kind of pop that there. Did the other one fall away? No. Alright. I mean, you can put him on the top, I guess, if you really wanted to. But I have Optimus Prime here because one thing that I really do like is that this is, for the most part, not a part former like the Earthrise and Siege one. Everything about this, for the most part, is self-contained, which is very impressive. But one thing that's cool is you can actually remove the trailer, set that there. There's no real, like, kickstand or anything, but it sits there perfectly fine. And you have this truck section. And one thing that's really nice is that there's a very nice resemblance to this Earthrise Optimus that does a real nice job of kind of homaging the fact that Optimus Prime was basically painted white and used for the original G1 Ultra Magnus. And I like how they kind of have something similar to that going on here. Very, very cool. Very nice nod right there. And then you can, like I said, detach that, which you don't really need to detach it, honestly, because he never really separated from that. But you just put that right on there, push that in there, and kind of lock that back into place. But you can see you kind of swivel it so he can drive. Let's put this back up. For some more comparisons, though, obviously you have that. Now let's bring in probably the most important comparison. This is that Earthrise Ultra Magnus. And, well, I do like this because it has a very armored truck kind of look to it. And there's nothing really wrong with that figure. But in terms of recreating the look of that original G1 character, there's no comparison. It's night and day. Obviously, you can look at that and tell that that's Ultra Magnus, but vastly, vastly different style with this. This is still very, very cool and a very nice kind of classics update to that Ultra Magnus character. When you would look at the original classics line, a lot of the alt modes and stuff were very different than what they were originally. Similar, but different, and that's very much like this. So while I still like this, I always love having the most cartoon-accurate representations of the figures in my collection, and that's absolutely this guy. For one other comparison, this is kind of like a cheat, but this is the Commander Class Optimus Prime, and you can see just how big they are. And now, realistically, he's more along the lines of a Voyager-sized figure, maybe a Leader-sized figure. And then the trailer section here is really what pushed him up to be a Commander size. This is a full-on Commander figure. Size-wise, vehicle-wise, all of it really does have that Commander price point feel to it. I know a lot of people complained about this because this was, you know, almost $100 figure that had the trailer section as being kind of the biggest aspect about this toy. So that was a fair kind of critique, but this one definitely gets away from that, and I'm absolutely blown away by how cool it is. Like I said, there are some nitpicks that I do have. Like, I wish that these things would stay together a little bit better. This section right here, which will collapse in, just kind of hangs down here, so when you tend to grab it, you tend to kind of push that in. It's a little bit of a pain in the butt to get that out. But for the most part, really impressive, very solid. I absolutely love the way that this guy turned out. And as I mentioned, it's all encompassing. The only real part forming that you have to do to transform them is realistically that right there. Now to transform them, first come around here, take these little bits. If they haven't kind of squeezed up there, go ahead and do that right now. Just kind of get that out of the way. Then come around here to this side section. You want to detach these, pull that away, then this will rotate down and sit along the side. Do that on this side as well. Fold this, tuck that down, just like so. Then you can come around here. You can take these little back sections, separate those, kind of get these loosened up like that. And now this part, I'm just going to remove this because it's probably going to fall out. This part here is really difficult to kind of detach. So kind of rotate these out, and these little side bits here really get in there very, very securely. There's not a real easy way to kind of pull these out. Just kind of wedge your finger in there, kind of pull that up just like that. Come down to this middle section. You want to take this little piece, rotate this down, filling in the front part of his legs, and then you can take this bit right here. This will rotate back, and then underneath here, again, another really difficult piece to kind of get to. Just kind of push from the back, and then fold that all the way down like that. You can come down here to these legs. You can split these right here, and then take this little section. You want to slide that down like that. Do that on both sides. I think that's actually going to tuck down just like so. And then these will rotate back and tab along the side here. Basically, you have his legs done, which that's relatively easy to do. Now these arms, you're going to want to come around here, take this piece, fold this up, rotate that down and around. Do that on this side as well. Rotate this shoulder section down and around, and then all of this is going to collapse up and in here, but you want to make sure that you get everything situated first. So bring this up. That will rotate there. Do that on this side as well. That will rotate there. Now you got these little bits on the inside that will separate things. Just kind of separate that, rotate that, bring that up. That will probably already detach these. It doesn't really securely lock in there. So you can just then take those little bits here and then just kind of angle those out to the side just like that. This is going to rotate around. Well, let's see. Keep that out to the side. That will rotate around like that. Now, a lot of this I was doing with this not attached to him. You can do it if you really wanted to. You just kind of put it on there, clip it in, push it all the way down, and then you can transform it. It is a little bit easier because of all the extra stuff to remove it. I'm going to do that just to kind of show you that, but it's all basically the same sort of process. So first, what you're going to want to do, come around here to these little side panels, get your fingernail in there, separate these from the body, just like that. You can come around here to the bottom section. You can tuck these tires away, and then take this section, separate it from the head. It does attach to the head, so just kind of lift that up, get that out of the way. Then take this. You're going to then be able to kind of extend all of this all the way out. Then take this front section, rotate this around. These bits are going to come around to the side. So once it's like this, you can kind of slot these other tires inside and then rotate that all the way around just like so. And then spin this around. This will lock into place very nicely right along the side here. Take these little smokestacks, bring them in, and then fold this all the way around and make sure that you get everything kind of out of the way. Get the head up Let's see, bring that in there. This is going to come down here, fold the head up just like that, and then these little pieces here are going to attach along the side. And then this is the part where you would just take this, bring this back, put that in all the way. Let's see, get that in. Well, let's see, get these little wings out of the way. So bring that in, push it all the way down, and then you can lock all this up, fold that back. This little piece here will fold down. Oh no, that stays there for right now. Then bring this around. This is going to fold out. This will lock in right here. Let's see, get that there. And then this will situate along the side. Situate that along the side. There we go, just accordion all of that. Wait, no, keep that there. Keep that accordioned. And rotate these arms down. So again, do that on this side. Accordion all of this in. Rotate that down just like that. These little bits right here are going to come down and lock in on the side. Right there. These will open up and then tab that down. Lock that into place. Just like so. And then these will open up. And this will hinge up like that. Collapse that back down, revealing his hand. So do that on this side as well. What's that? There we go. And this hinges up, collapses down just like that. Then you, let's see, you got what else? Are these clips supposed to be there? I don't remember those clips being there. Maybe it is. And then a couple final touches. Come back here to the legs. You want to make sure that you fully extend that up, and that will lock into place. That does make them a little bit taller, so again, kind of extend that up. That will lock into place there very nicely. Just like that. And then take these little tire sections, and you want to, these are on these little sliding hinges. Just going to tuck that up like that. So now that the tires are not flush with there, and he's got a flat sort of walk. There we go. Just like that. And I think that's everything. Did I get everything? I think that's everything. Oh, take the butt plate down there. I feel like that's everything. And I guess final touches, you can take these little missiles, obviously, because this is part of his look. Put that, well, you can throw that. I'll grab that one in a second. Take that, you're going to tab that in right there. And then take the other one, tab that in right, y'all. Just like so. And when you're done, there you have Ultra Magnus looking absolutely phenomenal in his very cartoon accurate robot mode. And really, it goes without saying that the Hasbro team that is making these figures right now know what they're doing. For years now, they have been firing on all cylinders and basically creating budget-friendly masterpiece figures. And Ultra Magnus here is no exception to that. This guy is gorgeous and massive. One of the criticisms that people have kind of talked about is how broad he is, and he definitely has a very broad shoulder look to him. But that's how he looked. Could it be minimized a little bit? Sure, probably. But realistically, it doesn't detract for me the overall execution of the figure. Doing some comparisons. Let's get those out of the way. I'm just going to get him standing kind of as upright as possible. Here he is looking all Magnus-y. And here is that Earthrise version of him. And, you know, as much as I love this figure, this is one where you can really see that, yeah, one of the criticisms about him is how broad his shoulders are. But this one kind of really makes his arms look like they're really close to his body and looks weird. And of course, this is essentially a massive parts former. Everything from the shoulder pads to the arm sections, the legs, the whole chest and everything, that's all a separate piece that forms the trailer. This is all encompassing, and I'm amazed by it. Just bringing in some other figures for the comparison. I brought him in earlier, and here is Hot Rod. Now, some people would criticize because of how big he is compared, and I mean, that scale is still pretty good. This one, I think, works a little bit better, honestly, because Hot Rod was a really small guy, and it just shows the overall kind of presence of Ultra Magnus. I mean, even when Hot Rod became Rodimus Prime and got much larger, he was still considerably smaller than Ultra Magnus. So again, that scale works. Moving him off to the side here, bringing in, of course, Optimus Prime, just to kind of give you a real good sort of rounded out look at a lot of these kind of heavy hitters. And because I don't get to bring this guy in a lot, I'm going to move him over to the side, move him a little bit further over, because this guy takes up a lot of space. Here's another Commander Class figure, that being the one and only Skyfire. And you can see, I mean, they're both commanders, but obviously scaling here is being very closely paid attention to. Skyfire, Jetfire, whatever you want to call him, has historically always been one of the largest non-city base of all the Autobots. And that continues on here. He towers over Ultra Magnus. But that is, of course, accurate and extremely well done. Now, coming in to take a closer look at the details, it's also going to allow me to focus on a really cool feature on this. As this is a Studio Series figure from the 1986 Transformer film, most of you know that Ultra Magnus was actually the first Autobot to be given the Matrix of Leadership after Optimus Prime died. And he has it here as well. And really cool that they incorporated it pretty much the same way that it was in the film. You have this section right here that when you lift this up, just like so, this section springs open, revealing the Matrix, which is amazing. You can remove it, but it's a pain in the butt to do so. You know, no, I'm leaving it in there. But it is the same Matrix that we've gotten before. But again, you just bring that together, bring that down, and now it's locked up and sealed. If you really wanted to, because you can kind of see it through there, you could remove it to kind of give a little bit more of an accurate look to him in the later seasons. But I really love all that extra little attention to detail. There's another little feature I'll bring out here in a second, but you can see great sort of detail throughout the... You know, I mean, these little bits here kind of get a little annoying, but it's not terrible or anything. The legs look good. Everything on this very, very cartoon accurate. And all the way around has a very clean look to him. I absolutely dig it. Just kind of getting him to stand up straight. I mean, that is a gorgeous figure. It really, really is. Articulation-wise, the head is on a really impressive ball joint. Again, going all the way back is like, you're still alive. Something like that. I don't like... These ears actually are separate pieces that do kind of pop off every now and then, so just be careful with that. The shoulders here, though, do have massive ratchet joints in and out, also forward and back like that. Now, if you wanted to detach this, you could, and you can then use this as kind of like a butterfly joint. If you wanted to kind of bring that around and have him hold on to the Matrix, if you wanted to, you could definitely do it. It rotates here at the upper part of the bicep. Bends here, ratchet joints at the elbow, very heavy duty, and you can see all of that kind of stuff. Sometimes springs loose, which is kind of weird, but you know, you can also rotate that around. The fists do rotate around. You can open up the hands, which does get tricky to do, but you got like a finger and then the regular hand section. You can rotate him at the torso. Hips move forward and back. You can hear soft ratchet joints. They move in and out. Rotate at the upper part of the thigh, bend at the knee, really nice range of motion there. ankle tilt, which is fantastic. Nothing moving forward and back or anything, but this is a really cool feature as well. Now, when you actually swing this around, come around here to the back. Oh, I'm going to take that off. This is actually a combiner port. I'm trying to remember. And you can swap that out like that. Now, it's a combiner port, but doesn't actually function as a combiner port. But you know what you can do with this? They actually built that in there specifically for this. You can take this. You're getting what I'm going for here, right? It's very tight, but put that there. I'm dropping stuff. You're getting what I'm going with. Yeah? Okay, okay. Because you got another one here. And then you push that down. And yeah. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. All of that comes together. That one, though, this one's really stiff. Tough. Come on. Okay. There we go. Yeah. Yep. You can kill Ultra Magnus. That's freaking amazing. I love that so very, very much. That small little bit just, again, absolutely brings home how they're really paying attention to all the extra details that you can with this. And it's incredible. It really is. This is literally masterpiece level engineering, thought process, everything that you could imagine with this guy has been put into this. Going all the way back to, like, being able to rip Jazz apart. I mean, Hasbro is nailing it with these figures. Ultimately, though, I really cannot think of anything that I would change on this figure. He is absolutely phenomenal. Vehicle mode-wise, nails it. I will say, though, I do kind of wish that the cab section and the trailer section didn't separate as easily as it does. But in general, that's not terrible. Transformation is really fun. And I love the fact that it is not a parts former. To me, that is masterpiece level engineering and design. And robot mode here looks outstanding. One might kind of criticize the width of him, but I love that massive nature. It creates a sense of just power for him, and as the city commander, he really should exude that massive presence. And this figure does. Is he worth that $90 to $100 price point? That's a really tough one to kind of, I guess, answer. Engineering, the design, all of that stuff really does kind of exceed that of, say, like a leader class figure. So, as a commander, it fits. Truthfully, though, I'd be happier at the $75 price range, but with the cost of everything going up, $90 to $100 seems about right. Ultimately, I cannot recommend this guy enough to you. For a long time now, Hasbro has been nailing it with a lot of their figures, and I really do feel, and I've said this before, that we are in the golden age for Transformers, at least when it comes to toys. It's not that they don't miss the beat every now and then, but when they nail it, they nail it. And Ultra Magnus here is a grand slam home run. So, all that being said, if Ultra Magnus is a figure that you would like to add to your collection, he is hitting various retail locations right now. So if you are looking for him, good luck and happy hunting. Or as always, you can do the real simple thing and go online to places like Big Bad Toy Store, Amazon, or even Entertainment Earth. For all of those places, I'll put links right down there in the video description, where you can help support the channel by clicking on those links and adding this guy to your collection today. Also, as a special bonus for you guys, I've worked out a really cool deal with the folks over at Entertainment Earth. In addition to being able to get free shipping on orders over a certain amount automatically, using my link will also save you 10% off of any in-stock order that you place, helping help you save some money, while at the same time show your support for my channel. But beyond that, guys, that's about it. As always, I want to thank you all so much for tuning in and watching, and until next time, this is Optibotimus saying adios, au revoir, and Auf Wiedersehen.